Our media teams are working hard, doing radio interviews as well, and yes, they have a role to play in a storm such as we've just experienced.
Why is it that so little snow, compared with what they get in other countries, cause so many problems?
Well, it's about the amount of snow we have and also the temperature, producing conditions which causes snow to mount up on trees and branches, which brings the wires down. Also, the temperature hit a certain temperature, which means that the ice clings on to our overhead wires and also brings them down. And this is what we found on this occasion.
We asked you in 2007 whether you would look at your systems to see if you could make things better. We'll ask you again now, since they don't seem to be any better. Will you look at your systems to make sure that if anything like this happens in the future, people will be able to find out what's going on?
We're constantly reviewing all of our systems and procedures, and yes, there will be a full review after this this weekend to look into what we can learn from this incident and improve things for our customers.
Mr. Gray, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, coming up later in the programme, our special report tonight looks at how theatres in the region are pinning their hopes on a good panto season.
Plus Julie with the latest on the snow.
Concern is growing for a 22-year-old man from Essex who went missing after a night out in Chelmsford. Adam Passfield, a talented local footballer, was last seen in the early hours of Saturday morning. Police divers have spent the day searching the River Chelmer. Gareth George is in Chelmsford now.
Well, this is Chelmsford town centre, and just on the other side of the railings you can see behind me is the River Chelmer, and that river runs right through the centre of town. And Chelmsford was packed with Christmas shoppers today, many unaware of the increasingly desperate search that was taking place here. Dusk, and the police search boat was still out on the River Chelmer. Every inch of the riverbed is being scanned, but there's still been no trace of Adam Passfield. Police believe he may have slipped on ice and fallen in the river on his way home from a night out. How are his family coping with this?
They're absolutely devastated. They are worried out of their minds for his well-being, and we're trying our best to support them. We believe that Adam had quite a bit to drink. His friends report that he'd been drinking. It's clear that he certainly was under the influence of alcohol, yes.
Adam plays football for the Heybridge Swifts, and messages of concern are being posted on the club's website.
You would hope that he's somewhere safe and warm, and you would hope he'd pick the phone up and just tell his mum and dad and his family that he's safe, and whatever's keeping him away can be worked out, and we want him home safely.
Friends and family have been trying to contact Adam on his mobile phone, but with no success. They say it's completely out of character for him to be out of contact for so long. And Adam's disappearance has raised concerns about the safety of Christmas partygoers in these freezing conditions. In Cambridge city centre, a tent has been erected to give medical treatment and advice. Back on the River Chelmer, just yards from the Christmas shoppers, the search went on. But everyone who knows Adam Passfield is beginning to brace themselves for the worst. Well, as well as the river here, police asked people who live near the town centre to search their sheds and outbuildings in the hope perhaps that Adam had climbed in to keep warm. But with every passing hour here, hope for Adam is beginning to fade.
Gareth, thank you very much.
An Essex businessman who reversed over his fiancée's body with his Land Rover has failed to overturn his murder conviction. Christopher Caunter was jailed for life for murdering Deborah Townsend on the A146 near Beccles. Today, the appeal court upheld his sentence. Police are appealing for witnesses after a man was shot during a fight at a nightclub in Ipswich. It happened at the Caribbean Club in the early hours of Saturday morning. 4 other people were taken to hospital with injuries.
The police believe Peter Tobin, the man jailed last week for the murder of the Essex teenager Dinah McNichol, could be responsible for killing more women. He's already been convicted of 3 murders. In the search for more possible victims, Dinah's father will appear tonight on the BBC programme Crime Watch. Amelia Reynolds reports.
Dinah McNichol disappeared in 1991. She'd been to a music festival in Hampshire and was last seen hitching home to Essex. Her family have spent the last 18 years waiting for answers.
That slim hope was always there, and I never changed the lock, just in case she would come back. But she never did.
Last week in Chelmsford Crown Court, finally there was justice for Dinah's family. Peter Tobin was convicted of her murder.
He had numerous girlfriends, numerous close friends, some of whom will probably not have come forward. This is a man who's over 60 that has 2 sentences in Scotland and a life tariff in England. He's holding dark secrets and he hasn't told us what these are.
I was terrified that I would die before ever getting to knowing whatever happened to Dinah, my flesh and blood, my little girl.
Dinah's father now has his answer. He hopes others will also find peace. Amelia Reynolds, BBC Look East.
There's uncertainty tonight about whether Stansted Airport will be sold. The owners, BAA, have won part of an appeal against a ruling which forced it to sell Stansted and 2 other airports.
In football, Norwich City attracted another full house for the visit of promotion rivals Huddersfield. More than 25,000 filled the stadium despite the freezing cold, the demands of Christmas shopping and the squeeze in the economy.
It's the start of football's festive period, and the weather was certainly playing its part. Between now and the new year, Norwich, like most of our sides, will be in action 3 times. It's a great opportunity to take in a game, but with money tight, will attendances hold firm?
The adults seem a little bit pricey, but the junior prices, I think, are pretty fair.
A family coming to watch Norwich play Millwall on Boxing Day could be spending as much as £56.
Some families may struggle. I think League One, I don't think it's as bad as what it would be if you're going to a Premiership game.
They have to drop the prices, I think, because some families cannot afford it, can they?
Wallets may be lighter, but at least this season, Carrow Road seems to guarantee goals. 3 more, including this one from Chris Martin, were scored on Saturday, taking their home total to 31. That's an average of 1 every 37 minutes.
We've enjoyed playing here, I think we're unbeaten in 8 or 9 games now, so and that's what you need to do if you're going to mount a realistic promotion push, I think, is win most of your home games and then get the odd point and win away from home as well, which is what we're doing at the minute.
While the cost may freeze some out over Christmas, come the new year, fans will be eyeing up promotion if Saturday's 3-0 win is anything to go by. Kate Riley, BBC Look East, Carrow Road.